live. We are live.
Hello, welcome everybody to session 1 of our new campaign, Once More Into the Breach. I am your humble Dungeon Master, Austin. This is clearly for all of the people who are watching this right now, which is all 100 of them. Cool. This is our new campaign. This is going to be a quick little fun one. Quick little fun one where I definitely try and kill them immediately.
Good luck.
Alright. I'm trying to think what, opening fun stuff I should do, but I think let's just jump into it, yeah?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well then, we're going to start with fire.
Ooh.
Everywhere. Everything feels slow. There is movement and there is heat, but the only noise that you can hear despite all of this chaos is breath. It's yours, but it's also a stranger's. It's like someone else is using your body to breathe. You're stumbling. Bobby, I would love for you to describe your character and tell us your character's name, but I would love for you to do so with the understanding that your mouth is filled with blood.
Okay. Well, my mouth or my character's mouth? Just
Your
to be
character's
clear.
mouth. Your character's mouth.
Okay.
Grace,
Just-
run upstairs
I'm
and
not sure
just.
I'm not sure what level of method we're going for here, so I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is my character in this fugue state where their mouth is full of blood and someone else is breathing for them and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great. So Davian Dranas Larame, or Davian, is a 6'4" half Eladrin, half high elf. He wears.
I don't understand why you don't just choke through the blood and tell us about yourself with your mouth filled with blood.
Oh yeah, there's also that. His mouth is very apparently full of blood. He's stumbly. He looks like seems like he should have seen this coming, but somehow didn't. There's sort of a wobbliness to him. He's got a little bit of a crooked nose. He's wearing maybe bloody blue and silverish robes. And oh shit! Wait, he might be wearing scale mail. I think he might wear scale mail. Anyway, so he's like pretty decked out because forewarned is forearmed and what have you. Just ask Jim. And
racist.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the carapace fits. So yeah, and what else? He's moderately attractive, but he's a little disheveled. So it's kind of one of those things. Like if he tried a little harder, he'd probably come off better. But most of the time, he's a little out of it. Honestly, this is like not an unfamiliar feeling for Davian, but the blood is different. The blood is not part of it normally. Yeah.
Okay, well, as you are trying to get a sense of your surroundings, you've been here before. You're in a weird state of disorientation. It's combat. You're not dead. Maybe the blood in your mouth is your own. Maybe it's not, but you've just received a massive blow somewhere to the head. Not lethal, but you're off balance and you're stumbling. Something is wrong, and you can sense that you're in some sort of a bad situation. And as you move, it's almost as everything that you're moving through is like moving through liquid glass, right? Time is as slow as it can be. And ahead of you, you see shapes swimming into focus as your eyes reconnect. You feel your legs doing their work underneath you, and it's so slow. And then ahead of you, you see shapes start to come into focus. From like these blur into these 3 swimming shapes that you realize are all the same tree. And there are a couple of trees ahead in front of you, and a couple of plants, and there's fire. There's an orange glow that has turned this grove that you're in into some sort of a hellscape. You look around and you see farmers, right, pulling at crops. Someone pulls at a crop, and as soon as they do, out from under where the roots are is an explosion. And it moves so fast out to a radius of like 10, 15, 20 feet, and then it joins this glass time that you're in. Just slow. You feel yourself lifting off your feet, being blown away slower than you have ever moved. What are you doing?
What am I doing while floating backwards after being blasted?
Yeah.
Let's see. Do I feel like I have enough of what's the word? Enough of like a semblance of control over things to like use magic to aid me?
Yeah, you feel like potentially you could. It's gonna be slow and it's gonna be labored, but you definitely could.
Okay. Well, I guess maybe I would try to. So I'm being blown backwards, right?
Yeah.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to look behind myself and see what I'm being blown backwards towards.
Okay. Yeah. You see, as you start to really get a sense of like where you are in this moment, right? You can tell that you're in an orchard, you're in like an outdoor area. You see a place that you feel like you recognize, but you see somebody that you know.
Oh.
Yeah. You see this this pond behind you. And as you start to move, there are 2 more explosions, and they start so fast and only get to a certain point and then slow down again. And you're watching these moments in time disconnected. Somebody that you know, down towards this pond. Maybe it's a pond that you recognize. It could have been somewhere that somewhere that you've walked before. You can't exactly tell, but you know that at the end in the middle of this pond, there's supposed to be a statue, and you know who that statue is of, but instead there's just open space, and you see a girl, like 5 years old, a red shock of hair, and she sits there with her feet dangling in the open. A humble fishing rod in her hands, sinking into the blackness of the void of this open space.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How far away is she?
She's probably about 20 feet from you.
Okay. I will use my bonus action to Misty Step to where the girl is. Like kind of maybe like going with the momentum a little bit, I imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm seeing it as like Harry Potter teleporting or whatever, the little
Oh, for sure.
But and then kind of kneel, like lean down if this is like a young girl, so probably like get very small so that I'm on her level.
Yeah, absolutely. You catch your breath, you get to her, and when you arrive, there's like still this this orange glow that's still hanging in the air. And suddenly, like all of this liquid glass around you goes away. Right? You're like now able to move under the power of your own body, and
okay.
you feel your sense and your memory return to you. And yeah, you look at the child before you, and as you stand there, you see your goddaughter turns to look at you, holding this fishing rod. Hi. Are you okay?
I mean, what are you doing here? Where's the statue?
I'm fishing. I'm trying to catch something.
But the explosions.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm come fish with me.
I think I pinch myself.
Okay. It's still like a weird. You can't really tell if you have full autonomy over your body or not. Like you
Okay.
feel, even as you move your hand away, your skin is still creased, but you can
Okay.
feel the pain.
Okay. But the warbly thing's gone, so if I
Yeah.
have like my thought and memory and stuff, I probably wonder like what just happened over there with these explosions, right? Like what is this? I probably look back over there and see, are there still explosive things coming towards us?
There's still a lot of like orange light, but the further it goes back, the more blurry it gets. You can't really tell. Cleo looks at you and says, "Is everything okay?"
Cleo, you're fishing, but this is very dangerous.
Well-
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm trying to catch something.
I don't understand. Where's the statue, Cleo?
What?
Who was the statue of, Austin?
Why don't you roll me a religion check?
A religion check. All right. Let's see.
First roll of the campaign.
All right. Well,
So
let's see.
Don't fuck it up, Ollie.
This is going to set the tone for the entire game, so no pressure.
Mhm.
There you go.
A nat 1, we all die.
Hmm.
This is typically supposed to. Okay, so I'm gonna actually introduce to you guys what we're gonna do. You guys are level 11, which, as D&D rules state, that is when you get into the third tier of play. That is when you are masters of the realm. So what I typically like to do is a bronze, silver, and gold medal standard. Of gold medal being, if you get a 25 or higher, you get everything that you want. The only thing that's better than that is nat 20.
Hold on, I need to do
If
this
you
really
get
quickly.
if you get a 20, you get silver medal material, and if you get a 15, that's bronze medal. I'll tell you most of essentially what you want to know, but nothing that's like
Uh-oh.
too spoilery. What are your 2d20? Oh, hey,
That's
you're important.
important. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
great.
I could make this a 17. If I know that there's a bronze, silver, gold thing, then I'll just take the bronze and call it good.
Great. Okay. I wasn't going to tell you anything. This is one of the goddesses that you've seen on your travels throughout all of the lands. This is supposed to be a statue that you've seen before of Saint Shantae, goddess of agriculture and grain.
Okay. But it is not here.
It's not here. No, instead there's just a big ol' empty void that Cleo's fishing pole descends into for seemingly unendingly. As you look towards where you believe this is supposed to be, you hear words speaking to you. What languages do you speak?
I speak Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elvish, Goblin, and Thrycreen.
Okay. Ooh, interesting. You're not going to understand what it is that these voices are trying to say, but you hear voices reaching out. And as Cleo looks at you and says, "Are you okay? You look worried."
I am worried. Something
Why?
is very wrong.
But nothing bad can happen. You said that nothing bad can happen when you're here, though.
I did.
Yeah. Yeah, you said you'd look after me.
Of course I will, but this isn't right. Something is wrong. Where are the others?
Oh, I don't know, but But look how beautiful it is. And she gestures to the pool in front of you.
No, it's not going to be a thing. I wasn't sure what that did. Never mind. She gestures to the pool in front of me. I'm going to look at the pool in front of me, Austin. As much as I'm going to stare into the abyss, and the abyss can stare back.
You look into this pool and you see endless stars.
Okay. Okay. That doesn't seem so bad.
Yeah, absolutely. She looks to you and says, you know that you're probably never going to see the real me again, right?
What?
Yeah. Well, you should know this by this point. How many times have we met here? Have we had this conversation?
How many?
I think I caught something. And then all of a sudden, she disappears into the pool. And you
Can I use the
hear...
reaction to try to grab her, or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
I'll make a shot at it. Let's see. What would that be? I'm not going to be good at it, whatever it would be.
Make me a... I'm going to say athletics. I'm going to
Cool.
say... Yeah. It's going to be a
Well-
higher check.
There we go. Cool, I got an 8.
Okay, you go to grab her, but it seems that for a minute her fishing pole is tugged, and then she is sucked away into this pool of endless stars.
Okay.
You see ripples coming from the front of it, right? From the front of this pool as she gets sucked underneath the water. But underneath, you look at the stars and you see these stars seem to almost align as the shooting star trails behind them, vapor trails, lead these stars into the perfect position.
Okay, I'm
What are you
going
trying
to
to
try to remember the position that the stars align in.
Okay, great. Yeah, just make me a flat intelligence check.
Flat intelligence check. Okay. 20?
20? Okay, great. Yeah, you can hold in your head essentially where these stars are. As you look and try to hold, you see a figure swimming deep under the water.
Does it look like Cleo?
You can't really tell from how deep down it is.
Okay, well, Cleo got pulled in, so I guess I'm going in.
As you dive in, you expect water, but there's nothing wet about where you are. It's
Okay.
just empty, endless liminal space. You see this figure flying towards you. It's swimming closer and closer and faster, and as it gets closer, you can tell that this is not the size of Cleo. This is the size of a mountain, whoever this figure is that's coming towards you. And swimming, it cannot quite be right because they have wings extruding from their back. As they get closer and closer to you, they have no hair on their blue head, blue skin going all the way down, white wings coming out behind them. You recognize this as a planetar as it comes closer and closer to you, and both of you explode out of this pool. You see wounds in the chest of this planetar as gold blood streaks down, gold miasma coming out of their mouth. And they just, I'm sorry. And they reach out to you.
Why are you sorry?
My child. They did not tell you everything. I wish that there was enough time. But you must remember, please. Dips his hand into the pool next to you, pulls out the stars. You can see that their hand is as big as this pond, as this blue figure the size of a mountain to you, and on their palm is this sigil in stars carved into it.
Is it the one that I was trying trying to remember?
Yeah,
Or is it
the one that you were
okay.
trying to remember. Exactly, yeah.
What do you mean there's no time?
I cannot... All that you should know is that you were not told everything that you should have been. But before you... Just think this, Davian. If you look down and see the stars, what do you think you'll see when you look up?
I mean, that's a great question.
And
More stars.
crashing down from the heavens with a foot slamming down on the throat of this planetar is a huge being. You look up to try and see their head, which is enveloped in the sun behind them. This is the Dawnfather crushing his foot into the throat, into the jugular. You see that you cannot see the facial features of the Father of the Morning as the Dawnfather looks down to you and says, "Turn away from this being."
What do I know about the Dawnfather, Austin? Anything?
The Dawnfather goes by. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about your cartography, right? You guys go and you're like, oh, well, we worship this god, and it's like that's very close to this other god from this other place, and you like all of the. So you've seen a lot of the Dawn. Essentially, the Dawnfather, god of justice or god of light, god of the sun, god of mornings, god of rebirth, god of renewal, very much like one of the 9 true deities is the Dawnfather. Whatever name he goes by, Aminator, Lathander, Palor, there's a ton, right?
Sure.
Helios. You see that as he crushes down on the throat of this planetor, all of the trees and all of the plants around you start to wither and die. And the planetar almost reaches out to you. Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna leap into the planetar's hand where the stars were.
Great. This hand is as big as a marketplace. Like, you are in there, you see the fingers stretch up like pillars. What would you like to do? Is you now stand in the palm of his hand, looking up into the face that is no face.
Well, you said he was holding those stars, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna. Is that the same stuff that I was swimming in, or is that something else?
No, it's the same exact stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
he sort of scooped them out, and it's still in this like sigil on his hand.
Okay. Let's see. I'm like trying to figure out. Can I make an Arcana check on the stars?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
All right, give that a shot. Arcana. Oh, it's not doing the thing it's supposed to. So, what's our proficiency at this level? 4. 4. Okay.
+4. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a 16.
16. Okay. I'm not gonna tell you everything. You got bronze level material. This is in the shape of an arcane sigil, right?
Okay.
It's definitely making a shape. Like, the fact that you remember it is going to be helpful, but you don't know what exactly it's helpful towards.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But it is more than just a pool of stars. Like, he picked them out in this position as asking you to memorize them. And I'd say that as spending your time to memorize them in this moment, you can fully have them.
Okay.
In your memory. But as you see, the light of the sun is brighter than any of the explosions or the fire behind you, right? Suddenly, all of that is split apart as the Dawnfather is rent in half. And you see a figure holding a staff in the middle of the two halves of the expired Dawnfather. Kyle, would you describe your character, please?
Brucked.
Is the greatest, most powerful wizard in all of the land. Or so he believes. Brucked is a hobgoblin. Was born and raised in a small hobgoblin village and was the greatest wizard in the small wizarding school in Hobgoblinville, and was sent off to the major city in the area to go to a quote-unquote real wizardry school, where he was fairly quickly kicked out for almost killing another student. So Brucht kind of tried to learn wizardry on his own, and he's actually a barbarian who just thinks he's a wizard. He, hold on, I've got a, hold on. If anybody wants, I've got a nice little picture of him if you want to look at my live.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful.
This is Brucht. This is his staff of power, which is where all his wizard talent comes from, although he doesn't know that. But he's a very large hobgoblin. He's like 6'2", 6'3", and he likes to cast spells that don't actually exist, that just kind of are his barbarian skills.
What does Davian see as he looks and sees Brucht having just rent one of the gods in half? Just covered in gold blood.
I think probably Davian looks up at Brucht and is like, Brucht, what have you done?
I have fulfilled my destiny of becoming a god.
Brucht, you hold in your hand your staff of power, which is to you, again, just another wizard staff, you know?
Yeah.
As you do this, you all celebrate for a moment, but you see that this planetar that's lying, it does not seem to be happy. It looks around at all of the greens around you, and you see the trees begin to almost fold in on themselves as their bark turns into fleshy miasma and sinew and blood pockets that burst. You see that some of them grow eye stalks from them as different tentacles and appendages of just weird, almost cancerous flesh appears from these trees. You see that from these plants that have pulled out of the ground where the explosions were coming, you see this almost like blood seeping out, almost reaching out towards you guys. The pool that you were in, ours were in, turns into a huge mob of just like rows and rows and eyes all looking at you in this weird sense, as all of a sudden coming back into one piece, his two halves coming together, the dawn comes back up into one. And he almost looks down and starts to channel his magic into Brucht's staff. As Brucht, you hold on to it, Davian, you see that this staff becomes something bigger and grander than it was as this radiant energy just is funneled into it. And you see that it becomes something larger than it was before as Brucht explodes. And the entire world around you gets set on a deeper level of fire than you have ever experienced as you wake up. Your sheets stained through, and the only one of your traveling party that's with you in your tent is Brucht, who seems to be looking at you.
What are your sheets stained with?
I'm assuming either sweat or blood.
I was thinking probably sweat, but maybe he pooped himself too. Who knows? We'll never know because it will
Hershey
be
squirts
cleaned up.
happen when that much excitement.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, Brucht, you've probably been watching Davian just like squirm and scream in his sleep for bit. What do you think he's been doing as the only person in the tent?
I just
except
imagine a
for...
hobgoblin like on his side doing like the.
Okay. So I'm staring. Hold on. I need a prop for this. Hold on one second.
You know,
Needs
it's gonna
a
be
staff
good
to
when you
lean
can grab a
on.
prop.
The suspense. The build up for the moment.
This better be a great prop.
I know.
Yeah.
You're really better.
Oh.
Oh, he's got something.
I need my wizard staff. So I'm just like, you said we're in a tent, so is there like 2 cots or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably enough beds for all 5 of you
Okay.
of your party, but you 2 are the only ones that are here right now.
Okay, so I'm just staring at him having this thing, and I cast Awake on him.
Oh no, what does casting Awake look like?
It's just me flipping over his cot.
Awaken!
You fully flip his
Awaken!
cot.
I just fully flip his cot.
Alright, I'm gonna test the thing really quick.
Davian, it works. You awaken as you fully roll out of your upturned cot. Bruct, what have you been doing? Just as the only one in the tent.
Mostly probably giggling at his bad dreams.
Very good. I will tell you this: it is the day that you all depart your area. Typically, it would probably be Davian who does the teleportation for you all to get out. But if you'd like, you can absolutely be trying to etch the teleportation sigil on the floor for you all to leave.
No, if it's something that he normally does, I don't need to prove myself to him.
Grunt work.
So,
Who do you need to prove yourself to?
look, that's a topic for another day.
Okay.
All right. Well, Davian, you are fully awake as your cot is upturned.
Oh. Bracht?
It looks like you had a bit of a dream, my friend.
Oh, it was totally bogus.
Totally bogus.
Bogus. This is not a term I'm familiar with.
Of course, Bracht.
But up. Time to move for the day.
Flying into the tent is a tiny, the tiniest dragon that you have ever seen. Of course, this isn't a surprise to any of you. This is essentially 7th member at this point. This is Bellis, or Bell, your familiar, as this tiny little fairy dragon flies in to greet you, Davian, and says, well, good morning, everyone. Oh, wait, hang on. Do you speak Sylvan or Draconic, Bellis?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I speak
Great.
both of those, I think.
Okay,
Definitely Draconic.
Great. He flies in and says, right, well, the bird people are up and they want us to meet with you, right? So, I think it's about the music guy who fell off the cliff yesterday or something. Where is everyone?
Oh, a moment.
What?
I don't know where everyone is.
Oh,
Are they,
well.
like...
You best find them and get them all up to the to the top of the peak, because them bird folk just want to talk to all of us before we leave, apparently. So he sort of flies around you, curls up on your shoulder.
Bracht, I need a moment to collect my thoughts.
Can do. Up. And I get up and walk out of the tent.
It's like old man walking.
Oh yeah, Bruck walks like he's very old, but he's only like mid-30s, and he's actually very fit. But he just walks, and he hides his physicality underneath wizard robes. But he always just kind of and he's just walking.
Hides his prodigious strength.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. All right, Brucht heads on out. Yeah, Bella says, right, you want to talk to me, or Davian! Davian! Hello? What's wrong?
Are you not hearing us?
Bobby, can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
That's a
Uh-oh.
negative.
Bobby?
Alright.
Oh dear.
Oh no. Bobby?
Hey, Grace.
Oh, I just heard him.
Come look.
He-
Oh, he's
Oh,
frozen.
I think he's frozen.
This video's frozen, but his voice is coming through.
Bobby, can you hear us?
You're all coming through real robot-y for Bob.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I'll just go back to doing it on my phone.
Sorry, bud.
time out. Kid duty.
Cool.
Well, take a moment.
There
Kyle's
we go.
brother, your brother followed the channel, so. Hi, Kyle's brother.
Hello.
He says he's sorry he couldn't make it.
I sent him the link. I said, at least watch.
Very nice. Well, Davian, you wanted to have a moment to speak with Belle?
No, I just wanted a moment to collect my thoughts. I literally collect my thoughts.
All right. Got you. As you collect your thoughts, as Brucht exits your tent, we're going to move deep down to the bottom, for your tent is pitched to the side of this mountain. As you guys are in an Eric village, they have no stairs to travel between different. They can just fly there. Down at the base of this mountain, searching for the fallen body of your companion, Grace, will you please describe what your character looks like?
Yeah. Vitalia is really embraces the darkness in her wardrobe, finds the gall of bright colors very unappealing, and just tasteful. She is a Shadow Kai, so she's got some just inherent gorgeous spookiness. Pale skin, dark hair, shaved on one side with a nice skull and crossbone, shaved into the buzz cut on that side. So that's the general vibe. And yeah, that's
Well,
just
tagging
appearance.
tagging behind you, not making sure to do his duty as the leader of this expedition. Steve, can you please describe your character?
Yeah, Chimney, or Jim, as the flesh bags call him, with their soft, gross tongues. He is a small thrycreen, so he's kind of a mantis-looking, vaguely humanoid creature, in a very nice coat and a hat. Actually, he's probably not wearing the hat. He's working. Actually, he's not wearing the clothes. He's not. He's out and about. He's doing work. So he has a suit of magical clothes that he wears in town to make it less freakish when a giant carnivorous bug walks into town. Because of a waistcoat, you can trust a creature in a waistcoat. That means that they're sentient and probably won't eat you. But he's got a kind of a grayish green carapace that shifts color as he moves. Yeah, he's got 4 arms, all of which are probably currently doing cartography stuff. And he occasionally shoots a glance at Grace's character just to make sure she's not doing anything weird. And yeah.
Amazing. Well, let me ask you this. You two came down here looking for the body of your compatriot Jacob. He was a very talented bard with a very bad talent for insulting the wrong people. Definitely took a tumble off the cliff yesterday. Not the first time that he's had to be revivified. Probably the last time, as you are out of gems to do so. I would. So I was imagining that you two would be looking for his body. What? How long do you think that you two would be down here? What do you think that would be going on between you two?
Well, the best way to look for a body if it fell would involve looking for blood trails, which can be a lot of fun.
Absolutely true. Do you want to give me a survival check or an investigation?
Yeah.
Either one, whichever you like.
I like.
I will assist in the roll.
Right.
Oh.
Do you have advantage
okay.
in this?
You said that the tent I was in was like perched on the side of this cliff. So are
Yeah.
they like below me?
Yeah, they're miles below you right now.
Hmm. But what if I drop and use Featherfall?
You can drop and use Featherfall if you want to join this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna get elbow drop from
Absolutely.
space. Watch.
Was that
I
with
don't think I
advantage,
see
Grace?
any
Oh,
blood.
wow. Okay, you're looking for blood. You
I'm
can't.
tasting for it. And that's
Yeah,
probably why I got
absolutely.
distracted.
You're
I'm
licking
just
the
kinda
rocks all around. What does your
tastes like dirt.
what does your assistance look like in this moment, Jim?
She's licking walls and saying
Do
she's
you
looking.
smell it? You just take a
So the
whiff.
Thrycreen don't talk; they do telepathy. As long as you can
Right.
understand the language, and it's kind of like Chewie. Like he understands, or he can beam. So it's like reverse Chewie. He can beam his thoughts in, but he can't receive thoughts. Like he has to be able to. They have to talk to him back.
Gotcha.
Well, gosh, I don't think I smell any blood.
You guys are looking. You really can't find anything. You think, actually, you think you might see, Vitalia, the first drop of blood, and as soon as you see it, boom! It's landed on by this huge hobgoblin who lands before you, taking no damage. And I say wizard very loosely. Yeah, Kyle, you absolutely can enter.
Hello, friends. Have we found his body yet?
Well, do you see a
No.
body?
I see your body, and what a pain! What a pity for you to have fallen so delicately and wasted the intense pain that can be experienced from such a fall.
Well, I've experienced pain in my life. No need to add to it and add to yours by splattering my great and powerful body all over the place.
Can we help you with something?
Oh, I thought that could help you.
Extrapolate,
Well,
please.
we were tasting for blood. Would you like to join?
Not in a weird way.
Yes, I could help.
No, it's a weird way.
You guys all continue to look. I'm with an 8 and a 9. I'm not going to be able to let you guys find Jacob's body.
I'm sorry, can I cast Find Blood?
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you go ahead and cast Find Blood?
It's just gonna be a survival check.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh shit. Okay. Here's the thing. You do find blood. You cast Find Blood, it works. You find blood. You find a splatter. It's over a little ridge that they were not looking at, and you see the splatter of definitely where Jacob must have landed. Weird thing is that you find the blood splatter sans body. Jacob's body isn't here. I will also say, though, that you do find something else. You find a little bronze medallion that is here tucked into a crevice. It's covered in dust. You're not exactly sure what it is, but you see it has this interesting symbol on it.
Oh shit. I just realized something, Austin. We forgot a very important part of character creation.
Oh shit, what?
The trinket roll.
We did trinkets.
We
Did we
did
do
trinkets.
trinkets? Oh shit, we
We
did do
did.
trinkets. God damn it. Never mind.
Yeah, we did.
I'm dumb. Forgive me.
Trinket, Steve.
I forgot what I have, but oh yes.
Never
Weed's
mind.
legal in California now, huh?
Yeah, we can tell.
It's legal everywhere now. Come on. I can't remember next week. A week. Ignore me.
If
Keep
you can
going.
remember next week, please.
I mean, to
tell
be
us
fair, it was
last
last year.
That's true. Oh, put it
Oh,
out.
New Year's
Oh
fun.
God.
Uh,
All right, ignore me. Sorry, Austin. I interrupted the game for dumb stuff.
No, you're great. Kyle, you have a in your hand a strange amulet.
Oh, friends, I have not found Jacob's body, but I have perhaps found something of equal interest.
question.
Yeah.
So we were talking about my soul trinkets,
Oh, sure.
which are retrieved upon the death. Did I retrieve one from Jacob?
How
To
about this,
confirm a
Grace?
death?
So you come to this place where you know that his body landed, but his body isn't here. I'll say that. This might bite me in the ass later. But for now, let's just say that on putting your hand on the spot where you know that he died, you put your hand there, and you feel something materialize between your hand and the rock that he landed on. And as you pull your hand away, you see a tiny little crank.
What?
A little crank, right? Like a
Oh.
little and upon closer inspection, you can tell that this is similar to the crank that he used in his oh, Bobby, what is that instrument called?
Hurdy-gurdy?
Yeah,
The
the crank
yeah,
to his
hurdy-gurdy.
hurdy-gurdy that he. It's a tiny
Does it
little.
work?
I mean, it's not attached to a hurdy-gurdy, but it works to hold the two ends and
Oh.
crank it like that.
Well, I will still play you a song on the world's smallest hurdy-gurdy.
Amazing. Yeah, so you guys have this amulet, and Grace, you found this Jacob's crank to his hurdy-gurdy.
And I know it's a soul
It's
trinket.
his soul trinket, yes.
So I can confirm for you all that Jacob has indeed gone to a better place, the painful misery of hell. So we don't have to worry about whether there's a body here or not. He's definitely dead as a doornail.
Do we know how Jacob fell?
I'm trying to remember what we decided last week. We said that
Oh.
like he had made some joke or something.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did an
yeah.
off-color.
He made an
off-color
off-color
joke too
joke.
many, and
Yeah.
was sent the way of so many other people who should suffer a similar fate.
He got canceled.
He got canceled.
I'd really like to think it was fully his fault though. Like nobody pushed him. He made a joke and everyone was like, "Whoa!" and he was like, "Hang on," he backed up too far or something and just fell.
So Jacob.
Yeah.
So Jacob.
Classic Jacob.
It's really bad because Davian can cast Featherfall and didn't.
You have to touch the person to do Featherfall, right?
The crazy thing is so can
Oh,
Bruck.
wow.
Jacob.
Yeah, I can cast Featherfall as well.
That's right.
This was definitely
but
not
no,
the first off-color
It's
joke.
not. It's
No.
not touch. It's within 60 feet.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Oops,
I was out of. I was
you
out of
looked the
spell
wrong
slot.
way.
I was out of spell slots when he fell.
Maybe he was like on a
Yeah.
tear and he just like
Yeah.
he had a new stand-up routine and just did everybody. And by the time he was done, he fell off the cliff and everybody was like, "Oh well."
I thought he
guess
was
that-
thrown off.
Well, we'll never know.
All right,
Either
well,
way,
the three of you, what do you guys want to do? Brock, do you know that you all have been summoned by the Aarakocra?
Are you asking if Bruck knows or if Kyle knows?
I think Bruck would know because Bellis, the familiar, came in and said
Oh,
so
yeah,
while you were in the tent.
right.
Yeah.
Well, if we are done looking for dear Jacob's body, the Aarakocras would like to speak to us.
I am curious who decided to make off with the corpse. I think I would get along with whoever decided it was worth pilfering.
All the more reason we should go talk to the Baracoka.
What did you just? Okay. Let's go.
Does anybody want to make a religion check or a history check on this amulet?
Have you
I would.
shown us the amulet? Or do
I,
we know
I, I,
that
I still
Frost
have
has
it.
it?
Those are the two. Is it religion or?
Yeah, those are the two I'll probably give you.
Okay. Sure.
Are you showing it to anyone, or are you just doing this yourself?
Oh, I will have. I had showed it.
Okay.
So if anybody else wants to take a look at it, but that's not the one I want.
Jim will take like he'll like sketch a drawing of it real fast, but he doesn't have any. He'll well, what the hell? He'll take a gander, but he's not. This is not his wheelhouse.
Oh, so close.
So close. Oh well. Oh, Grace knows.
I know.
Okay.
Stuff.
So 19 is unfortunately in this thing that we're doing still bronze level. So I don't think any of you know like who this god is too. I think that you have heard this god been talked about a lot while you were here, and every time it started, all three of you were like, I really don't care about this. But you know who does care about it in your party. There's like this symbol of this eye on the here I can show you actually. I think I have it. Do I? Yeah. Show to players. Show to everyone. Can you guys see that?
Sure
Yeah.
can.
Hey, okay. So that symbol shows up on this amulet. That is weirdly the symbol of one of the gods that these Aarakocra worship. The god of they're known as the Elemental Eye or Krufix. And you know that one of your party members is very excited about this. There's a shrine that the Aarakocra have taken him to, and he spends most mornings there. He might even be there now. With a 19, Grace, I'll also tell you that you see that there are tiny little, almost can be distinguished as lightning bolts. 10 of them around the side of this amulet. You're not exactly sure what they mean, but you can tell that Zephyrus would fucking love this.
Gotcha. Well, okay. Should we go show this to Zephyrus? I feel like this is his kind of jam.
We sure should.
Looks like a constellation to me.
It looks like
As
one of
you
your
all
disgusting fleshy eyeballs to me.
head back up the mountain, we zoom in this amulet and zoom out on that same eye on a shrine that the last member of our party is in front of. Casey, would you please describe your character to us?
So Zephyrus is a medium-sized halfling, average height.
That's a huge halfling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry, half elf. Excuse me.
Medium-sized halfling.
Half elf.
I was gonna say, I was like, oh, things have been changed. Okay.
Half elf. He's got whitish hair on the top, shaved head on the sides. He wears like sailor's boots. He kind of carries himself like a sailor, and he has like a dark blue mithril plate that he wears usually most days. Otherwise, he also has like eyes that sort of light up in when the wind blows. We'll say. So he's probably either, if there's like a shrine or something, he's probably kneeling or maybe even walking around the shrine, depending on the size or shape of this thing, and just listening and looking.
Very cool. what time in the morning would you say you've gotten to the shrine? Like, you were probably shown this just a couple days ago by the Aarakocra. Like, I'm curious how much time you would spend here. This is their god of the winds and of storms.
Yeah,
This is Crufix.
he would spend most of his free time there. So if he wasn't given daily duties, I mean, he would do those first. But otherwise, he'd probably be here most of the time.
Great. So this is this shrine that you guys that you find yourself at is one of the it's like one of their hidden shrines. The Aarakocra don't show this to many people, and that's why you guys have been here for many months, right? Doing many different tasks. You were just shown this in the last couple days as you guys like gained a true alliance with these Aarakocra on this island, and they showed this to you. You haven't fully been told, you know, a lot of the reasons that they what holidays they sacrifice to this guy, or what any of Crufix's special deeds are. You've also never heard the term Crufix for a storm god. That's definitely a new one for you.
Yeah.
But this is very much like an act of good faith that people have shown this new shrine to you. And as you've been here for many hours, one of the Aarakocra fly up. This is oh my god, this is gonna be so funny that I'm doing this.
Is it Nafir?
It is, but I'm speaking this with you. Zeph, you've definitely come into familiarity with these guys, where as soon as they fly up, they wait for you, knowing that you can like cast something that you can understand them before they start to speak.
Oh yeah. He and Zeph actually knows primordial, which is like a higher form of whatever it's called that they speak.
Right. No,
So-
that's actually true.
Orin.
Yeah.
You probably actually speak. Is Orin the air?
Yeah, the
Primordial?
air form.
They're probably actually speaking that and translating it loosely into base primordial for you. But the fact that you can speak Orin with them is huge. That's probably what gained you guys such close trust with them at this point. Nafir flies up and says, "Ah, yes, I see you have spent many hours here at our shrine."
Yes, Nafir, I thank you for this gift you have given me.
Of course. The elders have decided that it is time that you may understand be blessed with the knowledge of who this god Crufix is to us.
I'm ready.
You
Please.
see that around this eye there are these symbols of feather beeping, and there's every now and then a snake head that appears almost in a circle. I can't quite understand it, and he says, "This is the Elder Tempest, the feathered serpent king, Crufix. You see, we here guard not only our island, but also the entrance to the elemental plane of air. Our god reveals himself every 8 years as an Elder Tempest. The feathered serpent king appears in cracks of lightning, sent asunder from on high, as a grand tornado from the center opens, giving us passage into the elder plane of the elemental eye, the king of all of the elemental plane. And Yansi Bin, before he comes in, the prince of elemental air, granted his son, Crufix, the ability to pass through. This is our reason for storms, not for destruction, but for creation, for passage into our birthright, into our home."
Have you gone in, Nafir? Have you traveled this passage?
I have not. I have been deemed needing to stay here, but both of my children are there with their mother currently, and I await the time that they return.
That is
In
a
about
great honor.
Yes, in about 14 months, the passage will open again, and I will be able to see them.
What will you do until then?
Guard this place. You and your compatriots were a great help to us, making sure that the Kotoa who threatened this sacred place were driven out.
Oh, sorry, did you say the what?
Katoa,
The
probably.
Katoa.
The Katoa.
Hmm. Who is your elder priest or shaman that says the rights to open the passage?
Aye. We have kept him from you, but as it is your last day here and you have been so forthcoming with what you are here to help us with, and so helpful to us in our plights, we have decided that you can meet them. And I would like to speak with you about something else. Again, as I've told you, my purpose here is just to guard, and you have made that easier for us. Until my wife comes back, I feel I'm just spinning my feathers. Is there a way that I could come back and become an ambassador of this place? A showing of goodwill between our kingdom and yours? That of the Anvil of Worlds could use those of our material conquests.
I think my company would be amiable to that. I might request something in return, though, Nafir.
Aye, indeed. What is that?
In 14 months, I request that I might travel through the passage. I will do what's needed.
I will have to ask our elemental chief. See what it is that they say. But if they agree, I will tell you this. Never before has the elemental plane of air been mapped.
That seems like a worthy cause for us as well.
It also seems that it might be impossible, yes?
Nothing's impossible.
Well, it seems that your compatriots are here to tell the same. Rising up the mountain at this very moment are Jim, Vitalia, and Brecht. You see Nafir, one of the Aarakocra been living with, communing with these past months, here speaking with your friend, and compatriot, and coworker, Zephyrus.
And Nafir is like cool with Zephyrus, right? Because he's showing a lot of interest in the culture and religion. How's Nafir treating the rest of us, generally speaking?
Zephyrus is definitely the one that's gotten the closest to any of these Aarakocra.
Right.
Probably behind him is I'm trying to think whether it would be Davian or would be just because of her more like esoteric sense of the world would be Vitalia. I'm not sure, but like none of you are quite at the sense that Davian, as a fellow follower, like Storm.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Totally.
So I'll kind of go and kind of walk a few paces to meet you guys. Greetings. Kind of switch back to the common tongue. Nafir has requested passage back to the mainland as an ambassador.
I don't see why not. I've got bad news about the bard. Or
We were unable to find the body of Jacob. Was it Jacob?
He's dead.
We did, however, find this amulet. And I'll show it. to
Oh, do you pass over the amulet to Zeph?
Zeph. Yeah.
All right, Zephyrus, you see this amulet. Yeah, you probably don't know exactly what it is, but it's definitely a symbol of Criffix,
Mm-hmm.
the elemental eye of the storm.
Okay.
Um,
Look it over. You know, kind of flip it over in my hands. I said, "Where did you find this?"
We found it near where Jacob's body made impact, or likely made impact.
And switch back to primordial to Nafir and kind of say, my companions have found this amulet where Jacob's body supposedly fell. Does this
Oh.
mean anything to you?
yes. Well, that amulet. None of us are sure what its purposes are. You see, even our high priest was not certain what its purposes of whether they were healing or passage or transmutation we could not discern. For you see, any time that any of us try to wear it or pray with it, we would receive a frightening blast of lightning shock to our systems. It would
Could you
start to
demonstrate?
glow. It seems that whenever the sun was at the highest point in the sky, this would happen. So, in about 6 hours, probably.
Okay, I'll set an alarm.
Hey Siri.
Oh, well, Grace, do you speak primordial?
Mm.
I don't think you do.
This is probably a going back and forth
Probably
between
not.
some of you.
Are you translating?
I'll probably say something like, it seems to have mysterious properties of unknown origin to the Aarakocra. They say that whoever wears it at the high noon would receive a blast of lightning from the sky, and so they have avoided this.
So the
That's
Zeph
not-
filter is probably preventing me from
That's not the only thing they're
coordinating our
avoiding.
plans.
They're avoiding the question. What's it doing down there?
Well,
Why have they seen this before?
how did Jacob acquire this, perhaps? Did he acquire this? Or is this a common amulet amongst you? Or I kind of switch back to Nafir.
Sure.
Nafir.
I doubt that your shantyman would have found this at the moment of impact against our rough stones. For you see, this was something that was determined to be a cursed item, as it kept injuring whoever donned it. So we cast it aside into the rocky maw below.
Excellent, excellent.
Well,
Assuming you
kinda
translate that for
back,
us.
like it's they discarded it, so maybe it was just happenstance that he fell nearby.
Just excellent luck then that we've stumbled upon this item.
Well, my good friend Kaz said that coincidences were always bullshit. But then again, I didn't like Josh very much.
Is he dead?
Is who dead? Josh is dead.
Josh.
Jacob?
Oh, I was hoping there was someone else named Josh who was also dead.
I'm
but-
certain that there is.
Oh, good.
Hey, Casey, I think we're getting an echo from you.
Oh, okay. Let me turn.
Nafir turns to you, Zephyrus, and says, "Yes, well, I believe that my people wanted to say a final thanks as you were leaving us today, yes?"
Yes, it is our last day here. When shall we expect the farewell?
I believe they were saying early this morning, so the reason I came is to collect you. Hopefully, I'm glad to see that 4 of your compatriots are there. We can collect the 5th. I believe they would like to say one last farewell to all of you. Well, us as well, I guess, if I'm going with you.
Very well. Lead the way, Nafir.
Nefir flies off,
Oh
We
yes.
have to
comes
do the
back,
formal
a few
goodbye.
moments later. Oh yes, I forgot. You are unable to do that.
Featherless.
Yeah. And begins walking with you along a tight stone path along the cliffside.
Yeah.
You all appear together.
Yay.
Last day here in this village. The four of you come and see your compatriot, Davian. Davian looks a little shell-shocked, probably.
He's probably spent the past, like, the whole time that they were looking for the body and all of that, like, drawing out, like, using encode thoughts, cantrip, pull out the thought, look at it really clearly, do a detailed drawing of the symbol.
Yeah.
The stars in particular, like getting the stars exactly right. And then he probably, having done that, he probably folds that up, puts it in his pocket, forgets about it for the time being, and starts walking around the city. He probably, or around the, like, going up the hill because we've been summoned, right? Look, keeping an eye out for Bellis, but only sort of because he's a little scatterbrained. And he's probably, oh, good day, nice to see you, with the tongue spell on so that people can understand him.
Right.
Praise be to Crispus, Crufix, excuse me. Is it Crufix?
Graphics, yeah.
Crufix, cool. And just kind of like, he probably just ends up where the party is going through happenstance more than anything.
Perfect. Many of them turn to you and say, "Ah, yes, good day. Praise be to Crufix. It is your last day with us, yes?"
Yeah, today is the last day. Yeah.
We were uncertain about you with that contraption you have on your back there, but it seems that you have been rather helpful to us, so we thank you for that.
Oh, it's been a pleasure to be of service to you all. It's been very nice.
Yes, I hear my nephew is hoping to travel with you back to the mainland, right?
Yeah, I think that sounds right. I mean, I really appreciate it. He's really excellent.
Oh, well, he is very grateful to have met such wonderful people. He has been so lonely and sad these past 7 years, waiting for his wife and child to return.
7 years. Oh, I thought, I didn't know that they were gone for that long.
Aye, well, the elemental eye of the storm only opens every 8 years or so, so soon they should be returning.
This is probably the first Davian has heard of the elemental eye opening in any case. Oh, yeah, of course. That makes sense. You said, when did you say?
Oh, a little over a year or so.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, I'm so glad to know that they'll be reunited.
Yes, of course. Well, thank you so much for gracing our village with your presence. It is so very infrequently that we have visitors.
Yeah, it's been a real honor. Oh, no, I've forgotten it. But anyway, yeah, thanks so much. Have a nice day.
Yes, that is a funny way of... Oh, your friends seem to be... And you see that all of your party
Yeah.
comes together. You all collect together. At the center of this they live on like the pinnacle of the tallest mountain on this island. It's like a chain of islands. And you see, is there anything that you guys would like to come together, the five of you?
They haven't found Jacob, unfortunately.
Oh,
He's dead.
Right.
I haven't seen him either. Wait, what? He's dead? Oh,
He's dead. He
do
died.
you
And these Aarakocra are trying real hard to get rid of us as fast as they can.
Oh, well, then we should be on our way.
That's one way of looking at it.
They gesture for you as they fly. Some of the Aarakocra like fly above, crisscrossing over each other as they do like a goodbye ceremony, and you head up into their temple above. And this is the first time that any of you are invited here. And you see that their elder chief comes down and says, well, I guess they'd have to speak common if not all of you can cast tongues, right?
Right.
Let me check a thing. Yeah, they've got to speak common.
Okay, wonderful. So the elder, a very old Aarakocra, very, very tiny Aarakocra comes out. She's an old owl, right? And some of her feathers have been braided and are very, very long braids, which is interesting. And she says, nice having you live amongst villages in this past revulsion of the sun. You are lovely lovers. You are lovers, travelers. We give you permission to return and give Nafir permission to travel with you. Your fierceness in battlefield has been observed. Big observed. Thank me. Thank me.
You're welcome.
I will
Yes.
I think I will give a traditional Aarakocran bow, which I imagine is much like a rooster dance of some sort. Just
For sure. It's just like a full on.
Things and
Make me a performance check. I just want to see.
oh my god.
But he's got to do that.
Exactly.
I was thinking it's the rooster from the Robin Hood movie.
I just have Arrested Development.
Cuckoo.
Oh,
Wow.
silver.
Hey, look at
You
you.
did a real good one.
Yeah, I did.
Dang.
Your absolute honor of this dance that you're doing comes through. Everyone truly can see how much you revere these people that you've spent the last year with. And as you do this, they all look to each other and nod, and the gates to their temple open. This is the first time this has happened, and you see flying out is their elder priestess. Spinning and coiling amongst itself is their own winged serpent. Coatl flies out
Wow.
and
Respect.
flies up around each of you and then up into the sky. And you see that all of the Aarakocra fly up with it for a second and then circle back down. And Nafir turns to you and says, they are greatly honored by the way that you represent our culture.
It has been an honor ourselves. We thank you for the hospitality and kindness that you've shown. And
Well,
yeah.
if your elder? No. What is your term? If your superior?
Boss.
Super
If your boss, yes, if your boss would allow it. In 14 months, when the Elder Elemental Eye opens, you may return to
We'll be there.
Another bow. And I said,
Wonderful.
we will be honored.
We thank you, and I am excited to travel with you to your land of mains.
Yes. Have you prepared everything? We leave at next tide.
I believe so, yes. Oh, I was told that you were all a people who would travel
We're not
through
ship,
the
we're
wind.
Teleporting. Yes? We're teleporting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought we had a ship. We leave at the next arcane tide, obviously.
Oh,
Nice
I am
save. Nice
unfamiliar
save.
with this. Perfect. Great. There's all skip all. I'm assuming Bobby, you're the one who teleports people when they get back.
Yeah.
So, typically the places that you go often don't have teleportation symbols, but so it's often up to Zephyrus to get you all there, to sail there, and then up to Davian to get you all back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You draw into the dirt around you your home teleportation sigil. It takes very precious arcane symbols to make this sigil. And all of you, in a flash of blue, are suddenly in your home in the Morse Mountain.
I pull on my coat.
Put on your coat. Do you change your
You do
color at
look
all?
much better without that. You
I'm a
do
little bit-
know.
I do know. But people think it's weird to have a bug walk around. Also, Jim has like a scar like on the chitin around his mandibles that makes it kind of look like he's smiling all the time. He's
Like
found
the
that
Joker.
not like the Joker. No, it's not a Glasgow smile. It's just like a weird, like a creasing around the mouth parts that make it give him kind of like a
little smile.
little smile, like a happy impression, which also leads to people being a little more comfortable around him. So yeah, he's gonna pull on his waistcoat and his hat, and they're always clean and they're always in good repair because they're magic.
Amazing.
All right, let's go report in.
Who would have the maps?
I think Steve, yeah.
Probably Jim.
Okay.
He's ready
Yeah.
to hand.
Cool. I'm assuming, Jim, that you were sort of this expedition, at least. Maybe not in charge of the group, but at least in charge of the expedition.
Sure, Yeah.
As senior officer.
that's fine. That makes sense.
Great. Or is Davian senior officer? I don't know. It could
I
be
don't
either
know.
one of you, honestly.
I don't know if we even have like a senior officer kind of setup with. I mean, that's a World Anvil thing. Does World Anvil do like democracy or dictatorship?
Here's what I know about what World Anvil does, apparently, is that World Anvil gives out medals. And one of those is the North Star for leading a successful expedition, thanks to the world building done by our friend Steve. So I would assume that both of you have North Star medals for leading
We probably
expeditions.
like co-lead then, because honestly, there are skill sets that probably each Davian and Jim have and lack at times.
For sure.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. All right, well, you see the mountains before you too far. The teleportation sigil that you guys have is right outside of the World Anvil like head offices, and you see that typically it's in the middle of like wheat fields, and there's something so strange going on as soon as you guys teleport in. There's all of these like young dwarves and humans that some of them you recognize as interns. Never, you haven't been here in many months and over a year, right? But they're doing something weird in these fields. Like they're moving around and they're placing rocks and like little metal ball bearings all around, and a lot of the field has been shaved down. You don't really understand what it is that they're doing, but they seem to be like moving in order to turn and say, "Oh, hey, you've returned! Oh, they've been waiting for you to come back for many months. Wonderful. If you want to head in, was everything all right? Where's Jacob?"
Jacob won't be joining us.
"Oh, did he decide to... Who's this? Is this Jacob?" And they turn to Nafir and say, "Hey, what's happened to you? You look mad different."
We don't have time for this. We have to go report in.
I'd agree with that. All right, go ahead and head in. Melvin's waiting to speak with you.
All right, before this guy takes off, I'm gonna grab him with two of my hands and pull him a little closer. Like, okay, hold on there, buddy. What's going on?
Oh, goodness. Sorry, I'm not sure. I don't think I know you. Who? You're Jim. You're Jim, right?
I am.
Hello, I've just been hired. I used to work at the mine, but they just needed a lot
Okay,
more
I need you to
people here at
focus for a
World Anvil.
second while I still have patience. Could you do
Goodness,
me a
I'm
favor?
so sorry.
Could you do me
You
a
see-
favor and tell me what the hell is going on?
You see that this is a young dwarf, like, he's maybe 12, so he's got just the beginnings of a full beard. And he turns and says, like, oh, mate, I'm, of course, how can I help you explain what's going on here?
He's gonna turn to Bob's character, Davian, and
Yes.
just kind of make a gesture like, help?
Oh, yeah. Could you totally explain what this construction is that you're doing?
Oh, I'm so sorry. A lot of this, every time that Melvin tries to describe it to me, I fully don't really understand what's going on. You're gonna want to go talk to the architect Arcane himself. He's been expecting you.
Why?
Well, there's a lot going on. You see, we've been waiting for our high wizard, but it's not looking like she's gonna return anytime soon.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Of course.
Hold on. Sorry,
Hey.
I missed part of that, but I think did you say something about the High Wizard not returning?
Right, that's correct. She's been off on, I'm not exactly sure what. She's been doing something in Evergreen, I believe. She's part of some circle of wizards, and she's got a job there now. You're really gonna want to talk to Melvin the architect Arcane about this.
Totally.
Right.
Wonderful!
You
Well,
can
it's
let
nice
him
seeing
go,
you, but we've
Jim.
got a lot
You
of
can-
work to do here.
You can let him go.
Sorry about that. He's gonna smooth out his coat, like with all four of his hands, just make sure he's all dusted off.
As you do, this guy's probably been out of the mines for a couple of weeks at least, and still, mine dust, mithril dust comes off of him.
You need to wash your clothes.
Ah, what's the point in this place, you know what I mean? Right, well, great meeting you, I'm gonna be off now, and he put, things in certain...
All right.
Yeah, what do you guys do?
Well, let's go report in.
Austin, quick question before we
Yeah.
go report in. Is there a shrine to Saint Shantae in this place?
In this place, I mean, Shantae's a pretty common... Here's the thing, Shantae
I'm
is...
wondering specifically, is the thing from my dream, is that something that's here?
No, that's
Okay,
something
so
that you've
that's
seen
not a
on your
statue.
travels.
It's a statue I've seen before, but not one
Yeah.
that I now in my waking mind have seen before.
It's one that even in your waking mind you have seen before, but not often. You know, it's
Okay.
not one that's in your hometown. It's probably one you've
Okay.
seen on your travels.
Okay, so I have a rough sense of where it is, maybe.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
cool. Yeah, so we go check in.
Great. Okay, you guys head on
Well,
in to World Anvil. Uh-oh, Kyle's gone.
Oh, there he
There
is.
he
There
is.
it is.
Hey,
That was weird.
before we go report in, let's all get our stories straight. So I
What?
imagine that in my mind, the check-in after months of being in the field, we turn in our maps and everything, but there's also a report. And I imagine that all of these reports are 90% fabrication because frankly the company doesn't want to know everything that went on, and the people don't want to tell them because it's a dangerous and dirty job. So I imagine actually before we go check in, Jim is going to suggest that we all meet at the local tap room and get a celebratory round, and that's where you always hash out the official story, the group story, make sure everybody's got their
Jacob did an early retirement.
Yeah, Jacob. Yeah, well, it's okay if Jacob dies, but we have to make sure that it was clearly his fault. We need to make sure that it you know, because he was a valuable member of the party. If he had a pension, we want to make sure that his many children get their
he is a bard.
inheritance.
Sure.
Be ashamed to deprive everyone of the story of his death.
There's also that.
Absolutely.
But, you know, it's just important that everybody's on the same page so that when management starts asking questions, we all get medals, you know?
Well, I did any of us see Jacob go over the edge?
I think we all did.
No, we all did.
But he was very
we did?
inebriated.
Oh, right.
My understanding is that the real story is that he made one too many off-color jokes or whatever, and somehow in his embarrassment or shame or whatever you want to call it, walked off the cliff.
Oh.
I believe
It's a
that's
suicide. The story's a little more poignant that way, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, it's suicide so much as accidental.
it wasn't suicide because
no.
suicide invalidates his life insurance policy.
Yeah, I think what Jim is saying sounds better.
He
So I will say really fast, this is a heavy dwarven and human population. There's absolutely like an inn and tavern on every single. If you guys want to go find one, no worries.
We probably have
Yeah.
I mean, we probably have a
assume we're having
favorite.
this conversation in an inn.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and we probably have a favorite like tavern that we.
Wolf and
I was
Sparrow.
just looking to see if I put one in there.
Oh,
Yeah, perfect.
The rose
tips.
The rose hips.
On this, can you guys, because it takes a while for me to remember what character names are, can you guys put your character name on your avatar name, like instead of just saying Steve, Bobby, etc.?
Oh,
We
I thought I
I'll
had
figure out how to
actually.
do
Hold on.
that.
You go to
How do we
the
do
s-
that?
I thought I did that. Steve
you go-
definitely did that last time, so it must have changed on us.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
listen.
You go to the settings tab and roll 20.
No. You go. It's
Settings.
settings.
Yeah,
Display
and
name.
Personalization display.
and display. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Davian. I'm very sorry. I've been saying Davian.
I like did the subtle correction throughout. It doesn't really matter. We can change it to Davey, and if that's easier, you can call him Dave. I don't give
I was
a
about
shit.
to say we're gonna call him
Davian's-
Dave.
Davian's great.
I love how everyone has to do it differently instead of just the way I did it. Like, come on, everybody, come on.
No, you know what? No, I'm changing it. It's Davian now.
Dave,
Okay, perfect.
Jim, Zeph.
Like, Jim. All right.
Dave Ian. That's easy
Yeah.
to remember too. Dave
Have
Ian.
uniformity in how we put out the
Davian
names.
worked for me. Oh, you're changing it. We have a name change.
Dave Ian. Very
Dave
good.
Ian.
Steve
Is
Lyon.
this like when you're in a country where people don't know how to pronounce your name, so you just kind of change it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. It's exactly that situation. His birth name is actually Davian, but you know it's Davian Granas Larame. But who the fuck's gonna bother saying that? So Dave it is.
Dave Ian.
Dave Ian.
Dave, Ian.
You know those elves and their two first names.
Classic elf.
Perfect.
Okay.
Oh, elf humor. Can't get enough of it.
All right, thank you. That was that. So we're talking about Jacob's unfortunate demise.
Yeah, because Clarissa and Meredith and Bob are all great people. And they're going to split that policy 3 ways. So we need something less suicidal.
It is unfortunate.
No
that
offense to
Jacob, It is unfortunate that Jacob lost his footing on the climb up to the Araquarca village.
It is a darn shame that we're all going to miss him terribly.
And it was equally unfortunate that we happened to go through all of the Revivify gems before we got there, on account of the several other times that Jacob got himself killed.
But it was a blessing for us all to get to see him die so many times.
Okay, we're going to leave that part out of the report.
The tone shift felt a little off there.
My tone didn't shift, but a minute bit I should know.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. So, do we have the story straight now?
Yep, he fell. And
Excellent.
it was very tragic. Cheers.
Don't forget about the blood part.
Who
It's
can
an important
forget?
part of the story.
I think when she says, "Don't forget about the blood part," Davian is like about to take a drink and stops and puts the cup back down because he's envisioning his mouth full of blood from the vision.
Gargle it.
So Davian sets the glass back down and like visibly pales a little bit because he had forgotten about it, and probably groans a little bit.
Davian, you're looking like death right now. It's a fetching look on you.
What? Sorry, I didn't. What were we talking about?
Death.
Our dear friend Jacob's demise.
I meant to ask, did any of you happen to have any strange dreams yesterday?
I don't sleep.
Oh, wonderful.
What's a
So
dream?
that's
The most beautiful dream about a dystopian hellscape with fire, blood.
Do you remember seeing? Oh yeah. Do you remember seeing this? And I hold up the pattern of the stars to the rest of the people at the table.
Nope.
Does that ring a bell to me?
I'm gonna say probably not, but go ahead and make me a.
Just to double check, I look at the amulet too, to see if that like.
Yeah.
Yeah, make me an Arcana check.
Sure.
It like it. They both have to do with stars, and they both clearly have to do with the gods you feel in some way, but you don't think that there's a connection between them.
Okay.
You know.
I pat Davian on the shoulder and I say, "Yes, we all see the stars every night, Davian. Now, let us get another round and toast to Jacob."
I'll get it, I guess.
I hear that dreaming is sort of like sleeping is sort of like dying. Is that true?
It's the most wonderful.
Okay, you literally say that everything's about like dying.
Living's not like dying, except for the good parts.
With the good parts of dying or the good parts of
Good
living?
parts of living are like that. You know what? We'll get there eventually. Don't you worry.
Well,
Austin?
now I'm more worried.
Yeah. So I have a question for you because
What's
we're
up?
playing 11th level characters. So there's some stupid shit that I can do as a caster that I am strongly considering doing right now, but I don't know. Hold on. Common sense.
Common sense
That's
is for
pretty good, actually.
babies.
Yeah, common sense is for babies. Cool. So this is probably not the first time that I've done this, but I probably pull out a couple of shells, just like random eggshells,
Yeah.
and I crush them together,
Cool.
and I sprinkle a little bit in everyone's drink.
What's
Cool.
this?
Drink.
Not until you tell me what it is.
Is it
It's that thing
poison?
that, it's that thing that I do sometimes to help you see the things the way I see them.
Oh, it's mushrooms again.
Who drinks?
I drink it.
Oh, it's telepathy.
yeah,
we've fine.
Yeah, we've done it before, so
Yeah,
Right.
it's not the first time.
It's
Yeah.
tap the counter, clink the glasses, take the swig.
Cool. So
Most
10
frat
minutes
guy way to
later,
cast a spell. I love it.
10 minutes later, I used the encode thoughts ability to play them through the dream that I had.
Whoa! Amazing. Absolutely. I need everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, you did.
You
Thanks,
knew all
boy.
the time.
Hold on, I still have a use of my portent ability yet. What did I get?
How do we do it? It's a save. There we go. Wisdom.
Okay, it's not going to be a hard save.
Challenge accepted.
Is this considered a spell?
Oh, nice,
Like,
Casey.
is this
Casey's
thing-
all about it.
is this thing that is this like a spell? Because I get advantage on spells cast within 5 feet of me.
It's not quite a spell, but you know what? Just because of your mastery of all things arcane, I'll let you take on this.
Yeah, he's got the staff and his superpowers. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, didn't need it.
Oh, didn't even need it.
need it. He and Casey both crit.
You all hold on to your mind as you see this. The half the party crit. I'm trying to think what to do about this.
That's pretty cool, right?
That's amazing. Yeah, you see this, and I think that you know what, Bruck, you remember this statue.
Okay.
You remember the statue. This is a place that or where the statue should be. This is a place that you went on your journeys.
On my solo journey, or
No, this is somewhere that you went before Vitalia or Zephyrus were part of the group. This is somewhere that you and Jim and Davian went and mapped.
Okay.
I have an important question. I swear this is relevant this time.
Yeah.
Did Nafir drink too?
Oh shit!
Did Nafir drink too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's part of our group.
He's part of the group right now.
I guess
Tagging
he's part of
along.
the group now. Sure.
Nafir
Make a
goes,
saving throw, Nafir.
I can
Nafir
show
goes,
you the world.
apple pie! And just chugs it, for sure.
Hold on. Before you roll that saving throw for Nafir, let me see what my other portent roll is, because I'm gonna feel bad if we fuck over Nafir.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I did not make, like, a character sheet for Nafir, but I'm assuming he'd be pretty wise.
20s and everything.
I'll just give
Yeah,
Nafir
he's a
my other
demigod.
portent roll, because that should get him above the threshold to pass the thing.
Okay. I'm just curious now.
Oh, see, he would have been fine.
He's fine.
Yeah, he would have been fine. Okay, so you've used all of your portents today,
Yep.
protecting your friends. Yeah, Nafir goes, that's, what the fuck? Yeah, and I'd say on a crit, Zephyrus, you've probably never been here, but where this is in the stream, you've heard about this place. This is one of the biggest churches on this continent, and it's crazy because it's a not one of the churches to like the main 9 deities. It's just to one of the saints. This is to Saint Shantae.
Mhm.
This is a place called Evergreen. So
This is where she went.
Yeah.
yeah, this is where Maxine went.
Okay.
That's worrisome.
Yeah, Evergreen is a place that you guys map. It's a huge farming settlement to Shantae, the saint of agriculture.
Okay.
And it's so big because it's really just a huge walled-in farm. You know, like the actual church is very small. Like the way that they praise her is just by doing a ton of. It's where they get most of the food and agriculture for to send to the rest of the surrounding settlements, like Morse Mountains, a lot of other places.
Just trading, yeah, for them. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. You why did you dream of that? Davian?
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I just have the dreams, and they're the things that are, like totally from the time ahead.
I think what's important now is we should check in and then go to Greenwood and make sure that
Correct. I think you mean Evergreen. Greenwood was
Evergreen.
that was 2 years ago.
that we should go to Evergreen and check in on dear Miss Nadine.
Wait, let me see if I get this straight. You can't decide what you dream, it's just random?
Well, I guess kinda, yeah, sometimes.
Wow.
Totally right.
You people have it terrible. You have to die for 8 hours a night, and then you get random stuff in your head? Whew.
Some people think that the dreams tell us things.
Oh, they definitely do.
What did this dream tell you?
Well, I think right now it told us that there's a chance that Brucht could destroy all of creation.
I'm hearing a lot of hedging in that sentence.
Yeah. Well, if nothing else, it told us that he could potentially kill a god, which is pretty interesting when you think about like how many gods there are and how powerful the Dawnfather is. And when you think about that Brucht is Brucht.
That makes sense.
So
Question for you guys: who believes I'm a wizard and who
Nobody.
sees through it?
Nobody believes you're a
no.
wizard.
Not only does Davian know that you are, well, you're a wizard. You're just not very much of a wizard. But Davian is fully aware that that Staff of Power is either a Staff of Power or a Staff of the Archmagi. But he knows damned well that you've got enough juice to get that thing kicking, but not enough knowledge to get the thing kicking the way you want it to. Because we've all seen you use this thing, and like, wait, pause. Are you doing the thing where it rolls random and shit?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So if
I
you're
haven't made a
doing that,
macro.
we've
I
all
was just
seen you
gonna
go
do
like,
it, yeah.
I cast Mage Hand, and it like fucking fireballs a field of orphans or something, right? Like,
Excuse me, Mage Hand is when I punch somebody in the face.
That's when you just punch something. Sorry. I cast Sleep, and it burns like a forest down. It's like, well, they're all sleeping now, so I guess I did it, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's a long sleep instead of the short sleep, right? Like, so no one. I don't think you're fooling anyone. Well, I don't know. You're not fooling Jim, and you're not fooling me.
Us.
You're probably not fooling Zephyrus.
If you seem as delusional as you've described this character, we all see through you.
No, that's I don't care either way. I was just wondering.
I think that Jim, the first time they
We're
met,
not
like,
fools.
it's a slow burn sort of thing because he always, I think that Brooke always has a justification for the way things turned out.
Mhm.
You know, but like after a while, it becomes very clear that you have no idea what the hell it is you're doing. You know, magically speaking. But yeah, it's not an instant thing. It's like over a couple close proximity over like a week is probably like, okay, I have questions.
Right.
You know what I just realized? 3 of you are elves, so the only person here who actually sleeps is Brucht. That
Accurate.
means this is a vision that you had while you were trancing, first of all. But
Yeah.
that's very funny.
That also means that we all look particularly delicious.
You know something else I'm
Jim,
realizing is that oh damn, never mind. That's not true because Steve's a monk. I retract my comment. I was about to say I realized that in 2 levels our entire party. So if one of Steve's next 2 levels is sorcerer or wizard, our entire party can use the staff better than Brucht.
Whoa!
Wow.
Absolutely cannot.
Because at level 13, rogues get ignore all class features for using magic items. So it's like, cool,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take
right.
that.
Mm.
That's right. That's so good.
Oh goodness. All right,
You could try to take the staff from my cold dead hands.
Oh, you won't be
And
dead
she
for
would
long.
love that.
Sounds
We'll
lovely.
revivify you.
So you guys finish up your drinks. You guys get your story straight. You guys head to the
the guy.
main office.
We'll go turn in our reports.
So here is the typically you would go up and speak with Naxine eventually. She is not here. As you enter through the doors, you see a very, very old Kenku, a raven with no wings. He's got these spectacles on the edge of his beak and a big old tattered cloak. He turns and says, "Ah, well, adventurers, you have returned!
We sure have.
Right, it's been a long bloody time since you've come back.
Okay.
This is something that you're used to. He's a Kenku. He's so old that he only speaks in fragments of sentences he has heard people say.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Bumblebee speaking through the radio, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You also see Prince Elathar, 19th in line for the throne, turns to you and says, "Oh, thank goodness, someone who isn't just a boorish brute comes through the doors. Hello, it is good, my friends. Welcome."
Is Prince Elathar a high elf?
He is a high elf, indeed.
Okay. I don't know what Davian's feelings are towards his half-parent species.
His xenophobia.
So, yeah, I don't know. I guess I imagine the high elves are a little. Are they snooty?
Oh, for sure. I'll tell you this
Yeah.
much. Prince Elathar is about to go on a whole thing how he's like, man, it's been a minute since I've seen blood around here. Elves are few and far between, and like a thing that always does whenever the three of you elves return.
So probably Davian is going to do something to distract him before he can get off on that talking jag, because Davian doesn't really, like, one isn't all about that high elf life, and two isn't all about that xenophobic life.
Sure.
And so probably like a sudden noise occurs behind the prince.
Well, like, oh, is that one of Melvin's contraptions again? What on earth? Oh, wait, people were looking for you, as the five of you are, like, walking past.
Yeah.
Perfect. You head into the biggest room in this whole area. It's got a huge, glass domed roof, except for one portion of it that seems to have a spire going up above it. And, the whole area is just covered in books and maps and folios that you guys have filled out along your journeys and your Patriots' journeys. You see standing on a ladder that is buckling under his weight is Sir Humphrey V, the Loxodon keeper of scrolls here in this library. He turns and says, yes, well, gentlemen, and lady, of course, I see that you have returned. Oh, and we have a visitor here. Who is this?
This is Nafir. He's from the Arakoka village.
Oh, well, wonderful. What, I see he's returned. What is, we have many wishes. Have you filled out that we have asked for?
What,
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh, have you, finished mapping out their village?
Hand out the map.
I see. And where is our dear friend Jacob, then?
Oh, he's
Dead.
dead.
He didn't make it.
My
Jacob has
goodness.
passed from this world.
It was very
Oh.
unfortunate. We're all very sad.
Of course we're sad. It's just,
His
there's
corpse
been too many this month.
is somewhere else,
This was a great tragedy.
but we found the blood puddle.
Oh, I see. Oh, and Nafir probably holds up a hand. Damn, I meant to do this earlier, and says, "Oh yes, well," he says to you, Zephyrus. He says, "Oh, are you speaking of your friend, the Shantyman?"
Yes, we never found his body, unfortunately.
Oh, well, we found his body and we gave him a proper burial.
Oh.
We turned him into ash and then sent him amongst. Then we flew through him. All of our kin were flying in circles. Did you not see the particles that were through the air? That was your friend Jake. Anyways, all that remains is this, and he hands you a necklace that has some of his fingers attached to it.
Very nice. Good callback.
Well, thank you.
I'm sorry. What is it that did this bird just hand you a finger?
Don't
Yes,
call them birds. They don't like that.
Oh my goodness, I'm very sorry. What can I call you, my friend?
His name is Nafir.
Ah, Nafia, wonderful. Well, we actually might be needing someone. I'll be honest with all of you, we've lost too many good men this month.
Why?
Well-
Jake, well, unfortunately.
You might want to go speak with Melvin. Yes.
People
The
keep
architect
telling us
Arcane has
to
been
speak to
waiting for
somebody
you.
else. Why don't you just tell me?
Well, we've been sending many people out to hopefully try and help Maxine. She has a bit of an idea that she's trying to a bit of an arcane development that's going on in Evergreen where she is, you see.
Okay.
So hopefully that must be why it is that my dear arcane architect has been waiting for you. Who would be better to venture through these cursed lands than the people who mapped them themselves?
Okay.
That's
Talk to you
pretty
later.
Wise, yeah.
Well, you know where to head, and he points to a spiral staircase that heads up to a tower of the library.
Could you, if I were to give you like a piece of paper with a symbol on it, could you like find out more information about it?
Oh, of course. My friend, I'm the keeper of scrolls. If anyone can
Yeah.
find information.
What can you tell me about this? And then I'll hold up the symbol.
Oh, fascinating. Give me a few days to look over this, and I can have an answer to you. I have some tomes I can.
Okay, I made about 7 copies, so that sounds good.
That sounds just like you, dear Davian. I'm glad to have you back. Yeah, he'll take it and he'll start doing some work on it.
Cool. Is Cleo in the city here?
I don't know. Where is Cleo and her mother? What area was that?
They're probably in the High Elven city.
Yeah, I wouldn't think they'd be here, you know?
Yeah, okay. That's fine then. No worries.
Okay, so you guys head up the spiral staircase. You get to the top of, hang on, I gotta pull something up. You guys get up here, and see that as you wind the spiral staircase, you head into what is normally Maxine's, offices. But here instead, at the moment, there is, the architect Arcane, as you know, Melvin Cranker, the artificer who works for all of you, and there's something crazy going on as soon as you go out. Ropes that are tied all over the place. There is a table in front of you that has knees, with different rocks and pebbles, and there are rocks on them that are just like almost beeping and buzzing in this weird sense. You don't fully understand, but it seems that there's some weird, while the cat is away, the mice play, and fully just using this office as his place to experiment. Melvin is hunched over a table, and as soon as you all turn, he goes, "What? What behind?" And he turns to see you. Ah, hello. Welcome back. I've been waiting for all. Yes, how was your journey?
Successful.
Lovely. Oh, wonderful. That's wonderful to hear.
A loss or two.
Oh my. Well, what is new these days? Sorry, that's horrible for you to hear. You don't know what's going on here. Things have fallen apart a little bit while you've.
You can't keep things together when the boss is gone.
Well, you're telling me. I've been trying to communicate with. It's difficult when she's so far away.
Right. I thought you were the architect Arcane.
Oh, I thought so as well. Well, luckily for you, you don't have to wait too long for your next assignment. We have one for you.
Yeah, we're
He
going to
runs his hands
Evergreen.
through his spindly white hair. Oh,
Gotta pay us for the last one first.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, the rest of your payment. And he plops down a bag of 500 gold pieces for you to divide amongst yourselves.
I think Zeph automatically like tries to bite it just as a habit. Pirate.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, he's a pirate. Checks for sure. It's gold.
And did you say we started off with money also, Austin? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you guys started off with 500 gold minus whatever you guys would have to have spent. So let's just say that after this 500, you're about to get paid again. So let's just say you guys are you just get 500 and you're about to get another 500. So in total, you guys are gonna start with 200 gold right now.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
We're going to start with how much? I missed it.
You're gonna start with 200 because you get paid 500 when you start a mission that you guys probably would have went through, and then 500 when you get back and when you start a new mission.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's 1,000 split amongst 5 people.
How many revivifies did we have to go through for Jacob, and did we get reimbursement?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Or does it just come out of Jacob's pay?
They cost 300 gold per diamond.
I love that. I think it should come out of whoever gets.
Like, oh, I think Jacob might actually be sending us some. His family might be having to send some of that money back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems very much what a large adventuring company would do. Is like, yeah, you get this stone to use, but if it gets used on you,
Yeah.
But
you
know
owe
what?
us.
After 10 years, you get one free one.
But what's 300 gold for the ability to continue living? You know.
Nothing.
Unless you don't have that much money.
So okay, so if that's the case, if the person has to pay for their own revivify, does that mean that we each start with one?
No. After 10
Or you
years,
just have
you get one. But
okay,
you know, you
Well,
can
to be
work
fair,
or does
the
each
cost.
party get one when they go?
so
You
some
could pay
people
an
have been here
insurance.
for that long.
You
So-
pay an
You guys are
insurance
expecting me to have
premium.
done way too much world building on this one place we're never gonna go again to after this once per session.
I'm just trying to get everybody a revivify stone.
Oh, I can tell you are.
Hey, look, what's 1,500 gold in diamonds? That's whatever.
10% of your pay goes to your insurance premium per month, and then that way, if you do die, you get 50% reimbursement back.
That's
If you
right.
guys want to if you guys want to turn the $1,000 into a pool and spend 900 of it on getting 3.
I don't know if that seems worth it.
I mean, 3 seems excessive, but 1.
I mean, we all know Davian's gonna die, but I think he can afford his own.
Almost certainly.
If I do this right, all of you should die. Okay, so anyways, the Architect Arcane turns to you and says, "Yes, it is fortunate for us that you all have returned, as the place that we've been losing most of our workers has been a place that you all have already mapped." And he pulls out one of the maps you guys have already finished, lays it down on the table. Let me give that for you guys. And says, unfortunately, Naxine is in, where is that? There we go. Naxine was on a work vacation, sort of, in Evergreen, while, which is a place that you have visited. Suddenly, a whole horrible curse befell the entirety of the Grand Duchy of Lords.
Yeah. Okay.
Got him.
Got him.
Got him.
She
Was waiting for that.
I'm clearly missing a joke here.
Yeah, look for the map on your screen, Kyle.
I'm seeing it, but Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
That looks familiar.
For you see, Naxine is a member of something called the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors, which has an agreement with the abbot of Evergreen, the huge walled temple farm dedicated to Saint Shantae, the goddess of agriculture. And every midwinter, the guild sends one of its members to Evergreen as a sign of its commitment to protecting the Grand Duchy's interests. Right? The wizard serves for 1 year and acts as a liaison between, and while also aiding in the defense of Evergreen. And while Miss Naxine is the guild's current attaché, I'm sure that you know how being cooped up in a farm town affect you. No matter how lavishly furnished. She's apparently been spending most of her time writing papers on subjects both arcane and esoteric. Unfortunately, while our dear Naxine was on leave, a terrible curse has fallen on the entirety of the duchy, and many settlements seem to have fallen into disarray. And worst of all, anyone who left Evergreen in search of answers to why this curse had beset them was never seen to return. This is when Naxine decided that what was needed most must be a form of communication between the major settlements. Sure, she could cast sending spells to communicate with the few settlements that held people that she knew in these various locations, but her attempts to reach the Countess were met with no response. And fortunately, unfortunately, she doesn't know all too many people. That is when she had one of her brilliant ideas. It uses, and quite possibly abuses, what might be the most powerful spell known to us mortals. I'm sure the wizards here among us can tell us.
Oh, Bob, you're getting some feedback on your phone.
Yes, we are lucky that we have a very powerful wizard here with us in the room today. Would you be able to tell us?
I could tell you, but it'd be better if you told us.
What? Well, of course. Well, of course, the spell that I'm talking about is none other than Magic Mouth.
It is one I am somewhat familiar with.
Of course, yes. Well, its power truly eluded me. Naxine showed me how you. You're all familiar with Magic Mouth, yes? No? Oh, well, let me explain how it works. You see, he pulls out a couple of metal ball bearings, and he says, "What's that?"
I should have said yes.
He pulls out some metal ball bearings, and he hands. See, Magic Mouth has it was essentially used as when you cast a spell on the letter, that the letter, instead of having to be read, will say to the person 25 words of what your message is, right? So when a certain verbal or physical condition is met, it can repeat 25 words back to you.
It's like a tweet.
Poppycock. This is not how the spell is meant to be used, of course. The true craziness of this spell is its lack of limitations, you see. Once you cast Magic Mouth on an object, if for one of your ball bearings, say, if I was to cast on it that whenever I was to say execute, it was to say hello world, you could have that last forever, right? And it has a range of 30 feet. Let's say that one of you is holding a ball bearing that whenever it hears the phrase hello world, it repeats message received. That now you have a responder and a transmitter. If you take another one, what's that, Zeph? Yes?
What are we talking about anymore? What?
Yes, of course. If you put another one inside of that, you can have a chain of many Magic Mouths going on forever. You can have a line of telecommunication.
Could you also just use these to gag people?
That is a brilliant thought, of course, my dear
Let's
Vitrion.
try it.
Oh no.
Well, let's not yet. For you see,
No,
there are many other.
could speak to the wind. And the wind would speak back.
Well, that's wonderful for you, but what about all the common folk? For you see, every time Naxine would try and send someone to Somerset or to anywhere else in the Grand Duchy of Lords, nobody would return. And it would be much easier if they could just communicate with each other as a way to try and find what it was that was causing this darkness. So we decided to send some of our adventuring party, starting with our dear Kazin Khan, Kazin Kaz, or one of the dwarves who works for us. He was one of the first party members who went out. He brought 2 ropes with him, and we decided that ropes, if we cast Magic Mouth on them, one of them we have respond anytime we say t, it responds t, and anytime we say k, it responds k. We just need 2, and then we wrote out this whole, and he shows you on the wall a thing where like 3 T's in a row represents the letter S, 3 K's in a row represents the letter O, and he says, we created a whole cipher for us so that we can communicate with Naxine when someone gets to her, and we named this after our.
It's like
And-
smoke signals.
What's that?
It's like smoke signals.
Exactly, yes, but can be
When
as
you
far
speak
away as the
it
rope is.
sounds like you're beatboxing.
I'm sorry, what is that? You beat a box?
Like-
This is a different version of Magic Mouth than I know.
Oh, what is your magic mouth then, Bruct?
Is there like a parchment with like an ink blot, like a little?
Absolutely there is.
Okay, so mine is this. I cast the Magic Mouth and I just eat it.
Oh! Well, Bruct, that's
That's very good.
that's a wonderful spell.
Great.
Of course.
Magic Mouth allows you to eat anything with no consequences.
I thought you were going somewhere else with the magic mouth, but
I did too.
This is a
My-
family show, Grace.
Oh, that's
No
right.
consequences. That sounds so you can eat wonderful. Well, for you see, with Magic Mouth in this way, we just need people to get 2 golden fields with 2 ropes, and we can communicate. Unfortunately, she's been there for over a year, and they've been stopped on their way every time.
So
Do you want us to bring some rope?
Can
Oh.
I ask a question?
Of course, Davian. Yes.
I throw back to Dortoka.
I was like, wait, who's speaking? Where is he?
So, you said that Naxine is there now?
Yes, correct. She's currently there in Evergreen.
Why hasn't she established like a teleportation circle or something so that we could just bring these ropes to her directly?
Well, that's the issue. You see, we could send someone to Evergreen through a teleportation circle, but the ropes would not be stretching between the 2 of them. Someone must make the physical journey, bringing the ropes with them.
So you're saying you have ropes that are the same length that this place we are right now to Evergreen is?
Well, we didn't before. People had to cast Magic Mouth every time they had to tie on a new rope. But now, luckily, we've hired more dwarves from the Mithril mine.
So if
Minor,
someone were to like cut the rope, what would happen to your magic mouth?
Oh, it would be horrible, of course. That's why I, as the Architect Arcane, have made this an improvement. We've made thin strands of string out of mithril, yes? And we've, in fact, now collected enough of them for each one. I've built on our brilliant Naxine's plan 100-fold. One for each syllable in the phonetic alphabet. So now, whatever you say, it can be repeated. Yes, of course. Zeph.
you use mithril? Like,
Yes, we used mithril.
like a really valuable metal mithril?
Well, also very difficult to cut apart, indeed.
And what happens?
Oh, the dwarves were very upset. But for telecommunication, what's the expense?
well,
Quite a
But
lot.
I believe
someone
that's what we're
has the
asking
means
you.
of stealing this mithril string.
Oh, you see, our dear Naxine, she's a so-so wizard, you see. She's the second, but she is a brilliant businesswoman. She's not setting these up for free.
throughout the Duchy of Lord. That's for certain.
If nobody can
Ooh.
communicate with the duchy, who's paying?
Well, I don't listen. I don't ask me. That's a question for Maxine. When you get there.
What's keeping somebody from just stealing the valuable mithril string?
Well,
That's-
so hopefully you all can, as you go, maybe bury them under the ground, or that's it's up to you.
Wait,
That's
you
not
said that this
my problem.
You said this place was cursed?
Yes, a terrible darkness has seemed to befallen this whole land. Everyone who's there has no ability to communicate with their gods. It seems it's a horrible curse.
He's gonna look to Zeph, like, then look back to the Master Arcane here, then look back to Zeph, and look back to the Master Arcane.
Sorry, is there a problem?
Can't communicate with their gods.
Yes, that is it's unfortunate indeed. They apparently were in a horrible spiral when this first hit this darkness. You see, many of the farmers who live there are clerics to Shantae, and they had lost all of their abilities to help the plants grow. But luckily, there are many druids who live there as very, very powerful natural mages, and they've been working very hard to keep the plants alive. I will say I am worried about one thing. About she was communicating to me via the sending spell, and I kept a journal of all of our spells and our communications, and at the very end of it, she said that there was a new group that came into Evergreen. And then recently I received a letter from her, sent via a dove. And this dove sent a letter that was very confusing to me, as it was not how she had communicated with me before. Here, I can show it to you now, this letter that I received. So I am a bit concerned about her. I will be honest with you.
Oh, this is fake.
Well, I've tried to communicate with her since via sending, and there's no there's been no response.
Is
Yeah,
this her handwriting?
I have checked, and yes, it is. It matches up with all of her handwriting maps, all of her folios, everything else, yes.
So to recap, you want us to walk to a cursed land carrying a valuable mithril string that we bury in the sand as we go to go rescue Miss Maxine.
Yes, that is correct.
How would
Well, not rescue exactly, for you see, when you get there, Maxine will... Oh, listen, what I've described to you with the magic mouth is just the beginning of what it can do. If you look out here, and he pushes the window open, and you see the field that the teleportation circle is in, with all of... You now recognize that the stones and the ball bearings that were all being set up is like a whole communication central table, where there are different magic mouths that are just communicating with each other. And then other ones with, like, you recognize that the names that have different stones and balls on them are Blackburn and Somerset and different places from the Grand Duchy of Lord. As there, it's like, this is a prototype, for you see, this is how she is going to communicate from Evergreen, the huge expanse of fields that exist there, to everyone else within the Grand Duchy of Lords. So, yes, does that answer your question? Yes, that is correct what you are supposed to do, Brock.
So maybe I missed it, but like, is
Oh.
there?
Really quiet, Bobby, and we can't really hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Sir.
Cool. Um, So, like, maybe I missed it, but is there, like, any chance that setting up all of these magic mouths could siphon magical energy from those places and channel it into Evergreen, causing a cataclysmic monstrosity of epic, arcane, like, skullfuckery?
Well, I mean, well, based on, I'll be honest with you, I have not done that type of prototype testing, but it seems unlikely. Well,
Okay, what's the pay?
well,
Is it as
he
much as
pulls
a
out
roll away?
another bag of 500 gold pieces. Your standard fare, but this one is just as quickly as you can get to Naxine with this mithril wire that we will supply you, and then every city that you go to after that, you will be paid even more handsomely.
We required hazard pay.
Ah, well, that's honestly understandable, considering that all of the groups that we've sent into this darkness so far have not returned, including
Wait, hold on. How many groups have
causing
you sent?
cause. Well, I wouldn't say a few.
But you have a number.
Well, how does 4 sound to you?
It sounds like a lie.
It is a lot, yes.
No, I said a
It's
lie,
quite
a
concerning.
falsehood.
Oh, well, why don't you roll insight for me?
Yeah, give me a second. Wait, close these handouts. Insight is a skill I'm trained in. And I rolled a 2.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that the only people that are working in the field right now recognize doesn't speak anything to you, you know?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What will you be charging the other baronies and locations for each communication that they send back and forth?
Oh my, that is. If you would like, I can give you my journals where I communicate with Maxine. She's the one who handled all that. She's the business head of this operation, not I. But I can definitely give you all of the journals. Our sending spells.
It's business. 15%.
15%.
15%. 5 for
If
each.
you can get there, absolutely. That was a cruel joke. Yes, I think we can make 15% work.
And we're going to need copies of all our maps that we made when we were going there.
That's correct, of course. Here, I can give you the Evergreen map now.
Great.
You guys receive this map.
Da, 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 da. And my wife's whistling the Final Fantasy Victory fanfare in the background.
Evergreen map.
So it has the map, and then below it is just all of the different. You know what? I'm gonna give edit the ability to edit this to the people who have probably been there before,
Not
just
I.
because I think that's funny. If you guys have any desire to make this more, so let's see. That would be Jim, Davian, and Brucht. But yeah, below are all of the notes that you took of.
Very
We
good.
don't have see any notes, but I don't know if there are.
Yeah, I don't see any notes either.
Oh, interesting. Hang on. It says only visible to GM. That's wrong.
Well, that would be why we can't see them. Yeah.
Oh, they're GM notes. I put them in the wrong place. Roll 20. You silly bitch. Okay.
There's notes.
It's notes.
Can you see that now?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Very cool. Ooh, lots of notes. Very cool.
Perfect.
All right, I'll read those a little bit later.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of notes.
There's so much. I'm also gonna give you the Journal of Naxine's sending spells.
Nope. Yep.
So there's a ton of stuff here. Like we don't have to read it now, or probably ever if you don't want to. But that's all of the notes that you have. That's essentially your mission. You have to bring. It's not a great mission, but you have to bring a wire cable made of a whole bunch of little mithril that each have a different letter of the phonetic alphabet cast on it, so that when anybody speaks it, it replies it to the other end.
Yeah.
Essentially, the plan is that when you get to Evergreen, you can teleport back here. Maxine says that she has set up a teleportation sigil. You can teleport back here, get more wire, teleport back to Evergreen, connect to the mainframe that she has built, and head on to the next city. So, shouldn't be too hard.
Okay.
Crashed.
All right. You rolled 20, crashed.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right.
Keep going.
Well, I guess we'll leave soon, but we need to prepare.
15%.
What do you guys want to do before you guys head out?
Buy supplies, probably.
Right.
What end of Lords are we at?
So you guys, if we pull up the map, you guys are trying to get to, luckily for you, you guys are trying to get to Evergreen. You are up to the northeast of this map.
Okay.
So you're just going to have to head through North March to Evergreen.
Oh, that's not bad.
It should just be a couple days journey. By a couple, like 4 or 5.
Right. Through the darkness.
That's right. We're back, baby.
We're back. Guess who's back?
Okay. So we're heading north to Evergreen, you said?
We're heading southwest.
Yeah, you guys are heading southwest through Northwatch.
North March.
North March, yeah.
Sorry, North March.
Okay, I see it now.
Listen, I didn't make this map. Jim did.
Technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. So we're laying pipes. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do some. I need to use some of the gold we have. And we just got our first pay up for this
Yeah.
mission. So we
Yes.
just get.
So you got the rest of your thousands. You got 500 for finishing your last mission and bringing Nafir back,
Okay.
and then you got another 500. So
Okay.
you guys split amongst you have 200
200.
gold.
Okay. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna have to spend some time probably out of game, just buying basic equipment.
No worries.
Shopping time.
Shopping time.
So we can either do two things. We can end here and start next time with shopping and do some out of game shopping. Figure out what you guys want to spend your 200 on.
Yeah, it's
Or-
probably a good.
Yeah,
shopping
that's probably
point.
the right call. We could
It's
also
right
just
to
like
bedtime.
skip that and do like the setup for what will be the first, maybe not combat, maybe interaction for the next thing, but we can also say that for next time.
Yeah, I'll probably, if it's okay with you, I'll do some shopping between sessions and then just shoot a list of what it's all gonna be,
Great.
boring shit. So
Yeah. If y'all just want to send me what it is that you're going to be getting.
Yeah. Sounds good.
sounds good. Cool.
Brilliant. Well, welcome back to the darkness, you fuckers, as we go once more into the breach.
Should have known.
Nice.
You tricked us,
Shoulda
Beck.
known.
Did.
Should have known.
Y'all thought you were going to be cartography.
World building, a whole new world.
I know, it's crazy.
I'm gonna find Jorek. I'm gonna rescue him.
Long lost cousin.
From the inside of a dragon?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's strong.
He's fine.
He's fine.
It was actually
It's
really
okay.
funny to me because there was a while where should I tell them or should it be a surprise? And then when it was a surprise, it was really fun. Many similar characters came out of it.
Everybody only plays 3 characters. So
Yep.
It's true.
Sure.
It's true.
It's okay. You know what? If you find Jorg, Kyle, you can just have Brock cast Resurrection on him.
Yeah. I'll get
Yeah.
one of those rocks.
Yep.
Fancy rocks. Cool. Well, I'm excited. Thanks for running, Austin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited too.
Thank you,
Good start.
too.
Looking forward to playing next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Very, very nicely done, sir. Thanks for running.
All right, I'm gonna end the stream now.